Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my peoples. It's Mary Jane. We're going to talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 10, Episode 19, I believe, Reunion Part 1. Let's get into it. Like, OMG. We start off with Andy talking to Tyrone on the phone while Sheree is getting ready. And basically, Tyrone is saying that Nene did nothing but stalk him. She was chasing after him. She was all up on him. Then, Andy runs back and he tells Nene. Nene was like, I presume you didn't talk to him in person. Shade all day, every day. So anyways, let's start off with Porsha. With the way she was dressed. Let's get into the outfits. Okay, Porsha had like on a dark purple dress, basically with like a cape. It had like that velvet type of material. It looked heavy. It looked like it was itchy. It looked like it was scratchy. It was a dark kind of like purple color. It had a cape to it as well, and then it had a long bridge to it, like a train, like they were all going to get married. Like it was like a wedding dress. Only thing is, you just needed to make it white. So basically, that's what Porsha had on. She had the dark nails. She came in there dark, and basically, she said her look was supposed to be the queen of love. So I guess she's getting some love somewhere, but her makeup was natural. It looked beautiful. Porsha hairstyle, she had the part in the middle. She had a curly coming down. That's a hairstyle that we have seen Porsha in over and over and over again. So basically, she didn't really switch up, the hairstyle. It also looked like Porsha was going to like a King Richard's fair or something like that. The cape was just way too much, and then she had tiara, she had the crown on. That was a whole lot. The earrings was a lot too as well. But she didn't look bad. I couldn't see the shoes that she was wearing. I think the color was just too dark for her. I believe like if she would have switched outfits with Nene, it would have been like a kind of little bit better for her. But it was real dark, but she did look nice. But because, Porsha has like a bubbly, flirty, sexual, funny, kiddish type of personality. It's like she needed some colors. She came there like she was the Grand Reaper, like she was about to rip these females a new one. So that's what Porsha looked like. And so then we get to Cynthia. Cynthia got a dress on from the 1900s, basically back in England and the British. When they used to go to court and wear them wigs. That's the type of outfit Cynthia had on. It was red. The top of it was beautiful. The bottom of it was too much. It looked like she had chickens under there. She had dogs. She had cats. See right there. That's the styles from the 1900s. And that exactly what, Cynthia had on. Cynthia was not playing with her outfit. Basically, I don't know who she had stuck under there. She must have had a lot of air breathing. She had a lot going on. She had bowling balls, she had groceries, she had lunch, snack, dinner, and she had Will under there and Peter Thomas. I was like, how did you fit all them people under your dress, Cynthia? Like, damn, Cynthia, that was way too much. Another another costume, another I don't know if they was going to a mariachi band type of thing. Looked like they was all going out to eat tacos somewhere. I don't know what was going on with these outfits. So anyway, Cynthia was a no-go, but her makeup was nice. Her ponytail, it looked like she was bald at the top, like she had no hair to like gel down. Then you get this big old dookie roll ponytail that looked like a horse tail, that looked like turds. It was just terrible. And Cynthia always looks beautiful. She, she's a model. Like, what happened? Like, that ponytail was the top of it was so flat. If she didn't have the ponytail, I think she would look nice. If she had her short hair like that, slicked down, and had the little curls at the side, curls at the front, with just the top on, and get rid of the bottom of that dress, and just wear that top of that dress as a bustier with like a red skirt on, a black skirt on, or some tight pants, or some leggings. I don't know. It was just way too much. But her makeup was flawless, and it was nice that she didn't have on a necklace or anything with the dress. Insinuated the dress. It made it look beautiful, but the bottom of the dress was just a no-go. She had turkeys and shit under there. And so basically, she was passing some meat on to, Porsha, because Porsha is the Grand Reaper of the night. And so we move on to Kenya. Kenya makeup was flawless as always. Her makeup was flawless, but it was too dark. Something happened where either it was the lighting or they put a shade of darker makeup on Kenya, and she didn't overdo it. She didn't underdo it. It was very light. It was very beautiful, but she had on like another marching band type of dress on, like she was going to the prom of, it was her sweet 16, it was a quinceañera or something, a quinceañera or something like that. I'm not even pronouncing it right. And the colors was real bright. Kenya usually look good in bright colors, but it was just something off with this dress. And the ruffles, I think the ruffles was way too much. And then we do a flashback with Nene having on the same type of color of yellow dress. And then we did a flashback and you saw, what's her name? Marlo with a tiara or a crown on her head. Now you see, Porsha with the crown on her head. So anyways, Kenya's makeup was nice, but I don't think the lipstick did her justice. I think like a clear color would have been nice, glossy. I don't know what was up with the color, but Kenya's bracelet, her ring looked really nice. It was beautiful. I didn't see Kenya's shoes. Her body was shiny. She was shiny. She looked like the sun goddess. She was shiny up. But there was something off with the dress. The ruffles, if she would have just had the ruffles at the top, it would have been nice. Or maybe her boobs were too big for the dress. I don't know. Something was off with the dress, but I did like the split. It was like summery, beachy type of wear, backyard barbecue, but it has to be, the theme of the barbecue has to be Mexican, you know what I mean? Because that's the type of outfit she had on. All she needed was a yellow rose in her hand. She would have been straight. She would have been doing it and doing it and doing it. Wow. So anyways, what else with Kenya? Yeah, her earrings were nice and all that other stuff, and she was shiny. She looked good, but this dress just didn't go well. I think it was the hairstyle, because I believe if Kenya had curly hair or curly black hair, she had curly hair with highlights, or if she had this straight hair but she had it with some highlights at the bottom. The highlights that she did have was too dark for that really bright color dress. If she wanted to go with dark, she should have just had straight black hair and look, really mystery, but no, she didn't. So I'm usually a fan of Kenya in the way that she dressed, but this one wasn't for me, but I still like it as well, but it just wasn't, it was a no-go. So we get on to Nene. Nene dress, far away looks good, up close it looked terrible. Like I said, I think Porsha should have had on, Porsha should have had on Nene's dress. Nene and Porsha could have swapped out or whatever. Or, Cynthia could have worn Nene's dress and Nene wore something else. But anyways, Nene, the red was nice, and you had the lace, the silk see-through part. It was kind of white or whatever. If Nene would have had on like white and red earrings, it would have been nice. I didn't like Nene earrings at all. Her wig, actually looked nice. You couldn't see the edges around, but you could tell by the part. But it was nice. It was straight. It was down. You couldn't really see all the messed up front part. Her makeup looked nice. She looked like normal. She looked human. She didn't look like she was bleaching her skin or she was way too many shades lighter this time. It looked really good. It looked nice to me. So her makeup was nice. Her hair was nice. Everything was good with that part. But the dress, like when you get up close, the see-through part of the dress, like the lace see-through part right here going all the way down, was just not too good. And then like the tab rings or the little flaps that she had, on the dress, back to cowboy style, back into cowboy time, like if she was working in a cabaret or somewhere, or in like a bar. But up close, it looked nasty. Up close, it looked like it was all horsehair or something like that. It looked like it was all feathery. It didn't look good to me as well, but it is what it is. But her makeup was flawless. Her makeup was flawless. That's what I can say about Nene. And we move on to Kandi. Kandi's outfit was looking like she was going for the Game of Thrones. The top of her gown was beautiful, was nice, but when you get to the bottom part of it, it was terrible. It was tacky. It had like big old flowers at the bottom of the dress, ugly flowers, and it had like this lace, like old school lace, like they used to wear back in church time when the women used to go to church with the capes with the lace flowers and stuff like that. It was on the bottom. Then it had like turquoise, green, and they had gold, silver, too many colors going on at the bottom. She just had that top and the bottom of the dress, they didn't have the designs on. It was just plain, and the color of the top she had on would have looked nice, but all the glittery and the flowers, all that shit looked like somebody glued it on. But Kandi's hair, it looked nice as well. But she had the Juju hairstyle from the reunion, and also Anais hairstyle from the reunion. Like, that's the go-to, sitting at the bus stop sucking on the lollipop type of hairstyle. Around the way girl. She had the round the way girl hairstyle. So that's what, you know. Her earrings, let's see. Kandi's earrings were nice, yeah, because they were gold and they were simple. They were really nice. They looked good. Her earrings were good. I liked her earrings. Anyways, moving on from Kandi, let's move on to Sheree. Sheree looked horrible. She looked terrible. She had this ugly dress on. She said it was Gucci. How the hell was that Gucci? Was that on a clearance rack? Was that from like 1985? Sheree looked like a diesel dude in that dress. The dress insinuated her shoulders, her arms, like she's built in diesel. But Sheree is healthy. She does take care of herself and she does work out. So that dress wasn't fitting of her. It didn't make her look soft. It didn't make her look sexy. And it make her like, let me come and get you or whatever. And then plus her ponytail was just like, she just took a bag of bundles, tied it around, and basically, you know, bent it a little bit and called it a day. And then she did her sideburns. She had her sideburns out on one side. I was like, come on, what's going on, Sheree? So anyway, Sheree had that on. And then she had the nerve to have a belt on with that ugly ass hot pink dress. The belt was white and black, and then it had a butterfly as a buckle. Sheree was tacky from tacky. Her earrings were tacky. She just didn't give a shit. She wanted people to talk about her, and I am. So anyways, it's just my opinions on the way that they were dressed. That's it. And, you know, Kandi did have on nice earrings. I already said that. So Sheree outfit looked really terrible. She looked like she was from the 1900s too as well. I don't know. She had stuff under that dress. It just wasn't fitting. And it looked like they put any cuts in it. It didn't look like they sketched the dress. It didn't look like they just took material, threw it together, and gave it to Sheree to wear, which was wrong. Because Sheree is a beautiful woman. And, you know, it made her look hard. And made her look like a man. It made her look like, you know, I don't know. So I was just like, damn. And then we get Marlo. Marlo comes in with this like white dress on, like a white dress, but it had all the little the edges on it, and the little fleece, not fleece, but they were clear, you know, almost like a wedding, you know, cape you put on your face. That's how her dress was kind of like designed. It didn't look bad, but it was a lot. It looks like she had a bunch of roll of tissue papers wrapped around her, but her shoes were lace. Her red bottoms looked nice. Her hair looked nice. Her makeup looked nice. Her jewelry looked nice. Everything else looked nice. Her dress did look nice as well, but it looked like she had on like it looks like it's like what's her name? What is her name? Sheree had on like one of Cardi B outfits to hide her pregnancy. So that, you know, Cynthia had on one of Cardi B outfits too to hide her pregnancy, like if she was pregnant, because, you know, Cardi B been wearing these crazy outfits to cover up that she was pregnant. So it looked like, you know, Sheree and Cynthia, and also, you know, Marlo had that going on. But I will say the best dress tonight, I'm gonna say it's gonna be Porsha. Porsha was the best dress tonight, you know, and I would actually, the reason why I say she's the best dress tonight, because she's the only outfit that I would wear, and when wearing it, I would take that cape, put it over my head, and basically I'll be the Grim Reaper, and you can't tell me who I am. I have on sunglasses. So anyways, moving on from that, so they do the flashbacks of like how all the women look, and, you know, Nene was terrible, Porsha and what's her name, Kandi's flashbacks was terrible for her hairstyles, and Sheree was terrible as well. You know who was number one? What's her name? None other than Kenya Moore. She was number one with her flashbacks. Cynthia was number one with her flashbacks. Porsha was number one with her flashbacks. But I'm going to have to give it to the flashbacks of all the styles. I'm going to have to give it to Miss Kenya Moore. And then congratulations to Kenya Moore, because she's pregnant and she really don't want to talk about it on stage because she don't want nothing to happen. I don't know if you guys believe that she's pregnant or not. I hope she is, and I hope she has a healthy baby, whether it's a boy or a girl. And then basically her marriage goes forward, and she has a wonderful marriage. So basically Andy starts to asking questions, and basically we go to, you know, Andy's asking Sheree about Sheree, what's going on with that? You know, you wore jogging suits all, you know, season. So, well, you know what, Andy, because you guys haven't paid her in years, and she's getting back on the show. She's trying to save some coins and some ducats. And plus, she had to do that basement. It was like, damn, how did Sheree come out the house for the reunion like the way she did when she just redid that whole basement of hers? I was like, oh shit, okay, that's how we do it. So anyways, Andy was like, what happened to She by Sheree? She was like, we're calling it joggers, fitting, athletic and whatever. So then, Kandi thought that maybe, Sheree didn't hear the question. She was like, well, it's not clear or what you're saying, because I heard him. I know what he said. And I was just like, oh shit. And so then that's when Porsha was like, oh, she's on something tonight. She's on one. Yes, she is. Sheree came to state her claim in the game. So anyways, this my friend walked in the room. He was like, all these ladies about to get married. They look like they all got on wedding dresses. Where they going? They dress like this normally? I was like, nah, it's just a reunion. So anyways, moving on from that. So Sheree, she's getting nervous. She's, spilling over her words. She's touching her hair. And she doesn't really know what to say. So basically, she's saying she got some athletic wear that's coming out in September, spring, fall, or sometime, which you can tell that is a lie. So basically, she's going with comfortable wear. She's going with fitting wear. And you see Sheree's sideburns and them earrings. Come on, does them earrings go with that dress? Let's be real. And Kenya Moore makeup is a shade too dark this time. So anyways... So, Andy got another question, like, Nene was like, Nene got a question to her, asked, like, oh, you've been talking about Kim all year, talking about she's the one wearing wigs and all this other stuff, and look at you wearing wigs and everything like that. That's you stay in a wig. So basically, Kim is a trendsetter, not you. Like, stupid lady, why you ask that question? So anyways, Nene was like, yo, Kim gets her wigs from Party City. She get them from the Halloween batch. She buys them off the street. She go to the store and get them for $2. So anyways, and Nene always had on wigs. She wore wigs and she wore weaves, so it ain't nothing new. It was just Kim. Kim just had on all types of wigs. She had bundles after bundles, and them wigs look terrible. For real. So anyways, moving on from that, we get, they asked Kandi a question like, why did you invite Porsha to your, event for the magazine, opening or whatever, to show all her pictures, and you was going to invite her and you was going to shade her, not talk to her, not treat her right? Like, what was the point in that? So then Kandi tried to backtrack and say, I want everybody to see my success, whether you did something wrong to me or not. I wanted you to be a part of it, because I wanted to show people, when people, spread rumors and do you in and try to bring you down, that you can come up. But basically, the truth is, Kandi brought her there to shade her, to diss her. Todd dissed her on stage, and they ignored, Porsha the whole night. It's like she wasn't there. And Porsha said she came with an open heart and an open mind, and she was like, it was hard for her to make the decision to come, but she chose to come anyway. And she said, she was trying to get on a better note with Kandi, but basically she got shaded that night. It was just a setup, and plus it was for the show, for Porsha to be there. And that's the real reason. That's the real jogger. So, moving on from that, they asked Kandi, would she ever go back to, they was like, Kandi, we loved your rooster wig. Would you ever wear that? Would you ever go back to shorthand? Kandi was like, I'm looking for different looks and stuff like that. So, I don't know. I'm in between looks right now. Everybody looking like, okay, shade. So, anyways, it is what it is. I was just like, okay. Porsha said that she expected to be invited because Kandi was going to move forward with her, and basically she found out that she wasn't going to move forward. And so then we get the situation about, they asked Kandi, how did you feel about, they asked Kandi about the situation with her and Porsha, like the sorry, the not sorry. And so basically, Kandi's just saying that she doesn't feel like, Porsha is really sorry, that she's not convincing or anything like that. And basically, because they asked Kandi, like, how do you feel that your Mama Joyce forgives Porsha and hugged her, and then, but your mom wanted to fight Carmen from a rumor, but yet she's quick to forgive, Porsha, which something could have basically destroyed, her career. So we get Kandi. Kandi's talking about, you don't understand how bad that room is, having sex allegations against you, somebody drugging you, basically can destroy your whole career. Luckily, she was able to sustain, and people didn't go against her, but people did say negative things about her. So Kandi was like, she survived it. You know what I mean? She made it. and it is what it is. But she said she was more upset that, Mama Joyce shaded, Todd when she said that, limit that Kandi took a lemon and made lemonade out of Todd, basically. They talk about Todd, doing so good with the OLG restaurant and all this other good stuff or whatever. So, basically Porsha and Kandi go back and forth. And Porsha was like, how many times you want me to say I'm sorry? I said I'm sorry here. I said I'm sorry there. I talked to you in the hallway. I said I was sorry. I didn't want to bombard you. I knew you need time for healing. I knew you need time to forgive me. I know you needed time, so I didn't want to be in your space. But basically Kandi was like, I don't feel like your sorry was enough. I don't think you was really sorry. I don't think, it wasn't genuine. So basically, Kandi doesn't feel like Porsha sorry is real. So anyways, then you know what, Porsha just needs to stop saying sorry and move on from it. Because if you don't believe that I'm sorry, so what's the point of me to keep saying sorry? Because then I keep bringing up old wounds. So basically Porsha was like, I'm not saying sorry no more. You can't pay me to say sorry. What do you want me to do? Cut myself open and bleed? What else? I fall on the sword or whatever. So basically with Porsha talking like that, it doesn't really sound like she's sorry. But I think she's sorry of saying sorry. And she's sorry if everybody using that as an excuse to come after her and shit on her. What happened between her and Kandi was her and Kandi. But everybody jumped in to use that. A lot of people jumped in this season to use it as a storyline, aka Marlo. So anyways, it is what it is. Even Cynthia jumped in and used it as a storyline too as well. So basically, it's up. I guess it's up to Kandi. Kandi was just saying basically everybody thinks I should get over it, but it hasn't been that much time. These guys don't understand. It's like only been a couple of months, and we went back to filming again. It was like it's not that easy. And would I forgive Porsha if I was Kandi? I would forgive Porsha if I was Kandi. Yes, I would. Because knowing Porsha and knowing Phaedra, I would forgive, Porsha, but I wouldn't trust her with anything. She would have to take time to get me to trust her again, because I would say that Porsha was taken advantage of, and Porsha is easy to be taken advantage of, but I think that's the past. I don't think she can be taken advantage of anymore. And basically, I think the real reason is, Kandi wants to hear Porsha say that I'm sorry for what I said. I got into a heated argument with you. I wanted to say something that would hurt you. And then I kept going with that. I wanted to throw nails. I wanted to throw dots because, Porsha even said that, Todd goes to New York under a pseudonym to meet up with women in a hotel. She was saying all types of hurtful shit. And so Kandi was like, you don't say nothing on this show unless you want the world to know. Like, there's some things that we all keep a secret. We won't say on camera. But when you say it on camera, that means you want everybody to know it. So basically, Kandi feels like Porsha, really wanted to hurt her, really wanted to destroy her. So Candy's holding on to this woman trying to take my money, take my life. She tried to destroy me because she knows better not to say some shit like that on camera. Regardless if Phaedra coached you, regardless if Phaedra and the old producer of the show said that they have proof and facts. When you say something like that on camera, you want the world to know and you can destroy them. So that's some part of Porsha's brain should have thought that, I don't know for a fact, and I will be destroying this woman. And this woman did help me out, give me a job, and supported me. But anyways, it is what it is. She said sorry 1,000 times. She ain't sorry. She ain't saying sorry no damn more. And she's telling Kandi to stop crying victim. Woe is me. Get over it. Move on. And that's when I would have jumped up and went over there and let Porsha know you ain't the queen of this bitch. Excuse me, that's what I would have did, because when you say cry victim, you calling me a victim after you done made me a victim. That, if that would have happened this year, that Me Too stuff, Kandi would have been down in the doghouse. But the thing about it is, how many times you want Porsha to say sorry? How many times can Porsha say sorry? How many times can she? So anyways, it is what it is. So basically, Porsha ain't saying sorry no more. So then moving on from that, so yeah, Mama Joyce throwing shots at Todd, like, okay. And so, she also said that Todd was hurt by that because she thought him and Mama Joyce had a good relationship. Nope. Mama Joyce don't want no man coming in there taking from Candy's pot. You got to put into Candy's pot. You can't take from Candy's pot. She got she got 7 businesses, you only got 3. So once you catch up to her, then maybe Mama Joyce would be all right about it or whatever. And so then we get the surprise of the night, and we get Marlo. Marlo comes out, and she looked alright or whatever. She looked good. And so basically she comes out and she's talking about, look at Kenya with her skin all messed up, her bright ass yellow dress on. Basically, I was like, damn, you coming from the jugular, Marlo. And you know, why she come out there like that? And so, you know, Kenya's like, yo, you know, have your moment, Marlo, have your moment. You was told to come out here and act like this or whatever. So basically, Kenya's basically saying they paid you to come out here and do this to lighten up the show, to be ignorant, to be low down, to be dirty or whatever. But you know, Kenya done said some shit about Marlo on the Wendy Williams show, act like she didn't know her or whatever. But it is what it is, because you know Andy asks, you know, what happened, you know, between y'all friendship, between you, what happened, Marlo? What happened? Once you were Nene's friend, then you fell out with her, and then you was Kenya's friend, and then boom, you're back to being Nene's friend. So what was a genuine relationship, Marlo? Was you just hopping the train, who will ever put you on the show, basically? And so this is when Marlo was like, basically Marlo was just saying that Kenya Moore was using her basically for a storyline, using her, you know, to go against Nene, because Kenya Moore didn't really have any friends, and basically she was a genuine friend to Kenya Moore, but Kenya Moore wasn't a genuine friend to her, and she just used her and all this other stuff. And so then that's when Kenya Moore was like, you know what, our friendship ended when she said that when we went on that camping trip, that, you know what, her own mama don't even want her. And that right there, that's grounds to be cut off. Even what Porsha says, grounds to be cut off forever, but you be working with these people. So how can you cut off people that you got to deal with? Just like if nobody brings it up, I don't think Kandi would even bring up the situation. But everybody keeps bringing up the situation. So Kandi didn't even bring up the situation. People jumped and brought up the situation. So anyways, you know, Kenya was like, you know, after she did that, I was done. And she was like, I felt like she used me, and I wasn't really, and she didn't really have my back. And so then that's when, you know, Kenya Moore done dropped the dime, and she was just like, yo, let me tell you, you know, Marlo ain't no good. She tried to blackmail Nene's John. She tried to turn Nene's John into a John, basically. Basically, what Marlo did was she went behind Nene's back after Nene was done with John, the pizza guy, and basically took her to his house, took pictures of him, got him drunk, and said she was going to sell the pictures, do this or do that. And basically, she took the text message that Nene and John said to each other and basically screenshotted them and said that she was going to blackmail him. And basically, Kenya said that she showed it to me. So if that was the case, Kenya, if you was really Nene's friend, how come you didn't tell Nene what was going on when Marlo did it? So that means that maybe Kenya Moore was really Marlo's friend, because she didn't go back and run and tell on her and use that as a storyline. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyways, so Marlo did some foul shit like that. Marlo said, no, that did not happen. Blase in the third. I'm like, okay, Marlo's low down and dirty. She take pictures, and you know, Marlo couldn't really dispute that. And so anyways, they was like, so, you know, Andy was like, did you know about this, Nene? Nene was like, nah, but that's okay, because I was already, when she was messing with him, I was already back with Greg and married and happily. And you think I don't want anybody that's friends with me to go behind my back and deal with somebody I was messing with. But in all reality, I don't care. I can't control nobody. And plus, I'm surprised he had any money left, because I took him to the cleaners. I took him to the dry cleaners. I took it all. Surprised he had 20 racks for her. And so this is when Marlo was like, yo, well, you know, my bills at Neiman's Marcus is 20 grand. Right, Nene? Right, Nene? My bills here and there. That is something to brag about, but I'm saying. Well, I guess she got the townhouse, right? How much more property do she have? Like, bragging about you got a bill at Neiman's Marcus for 20 grand. You're making them rich, and they probably don't even respect you or know who you are, girlfriend. But you know what? That's what we do. We put labels above everything. Labels. So it is what it is. So basically, Nene was like, I don't care. Andy's all confused. He was like, a John into a John? What kind of shit is that? I was like, yo. I was like, oh, Kenya Moore spilled the beans. Like, she was really spilling the beans. She was not even trying to play around with the bullshit. So anyways, that's when Nene was like, you know, I don't care. It don't matter. I'm back with Greg. It's whatever. So it is what it is. So basically, Kenya Moore and Marlo goes back and forth calling each other's name. Basically, Kenya was talking about, you know, these ladies talk about my face. They talk about me not having a kid or whatever. And so then that's when Marlo was like, yeah, your face is messed up. I was like, damn, Marlo, why you gotta go there? But, you know, Kenya Moore is still prettier than Marlo. If you want to get real technical with the bullshit, she's still prettier. Whether she got bad skin or not, she still looked better. And she's more of an example for young women to kind to aspire to be in some different ways, not buying a man. So basically Marlo was like, how much did you pay this guy? How much did you put on this guy this season? Basically, Marlo doesn't believe that Kenya Moore is married. None of that. She doesn't believe it. She doesn't believe it's true or whatever. And so basically it is what it is. And so they flash back to, you know, Kenya's Moore and, you know, her privacy and whatever. They talk about like, yo, so what's up? You know, Andy was like, what's up? Why would you get married 2 weeks before, you know, we're about to film when you're on a reality TV show and a reality TV show is about your life? Why would you do it? Kenya Moore was like, yo, the man asked me to marry him. I ran and got married to him. It was a shotgun wedding. I didn't want him to change his mind. Basically, he said, let's go. We eloped. I didn't invite anybody. He didn't invite anybody. Then we find out that Kenya Moore has not even met Mark's parents at all, point blank, period. Like, what's good with that? But they don't want to meet Kenya. She was like, oh, they live in a different state. Like, you don't got money to travel. You don't got money to fly. You do, and Mark does too as well. So why would he be married to you and you're pregnant and you haven't met his family? What kind of shit is that? Sounds like some fugazi shit. Sounds like something ain't clean in the water over there with Mark and Kenya Moore. So we're probably going to be hearing some bullshit coming out. Hopefully the pregnancy she's talking about is not another woman he got pregnant. I'm just saying. So anyways, it is what it is with that situation. I was like, damn, it's like that. So basically it was like, yo, so Andy was like, why would you want your privacy? Why would you want this? Why would you want all that? You know what I mean? When you're on the show. And basically, you know, then that's when Porsha jumps in, because Porsha was jumping into everybody's business. She wasn't playing around. She was the Grand Reaper of the night. She was repeating, gurgitating everything she could gurgitate and repeat and jump in, because she was getting filmed, baby. So anyway, at all cost. So anyway, she was like, and so then that's when Porsha was like, how come you didn't invite, you know, Cynthia? She's supposed to be your friend. She's supposed to be your road dog. She's supposed to be this. She's supposed to be that. And you didn't even invite her? And so, you know, Kenya was like, well, I didn't invite her because, you know, she can't hold water. So that's why I didn't invite her to the wedding. And so then that's when, you know, Marlo was like, well, you see, that's not a real friend. That says a lot. And so then Porsha was like, yeah, that says a lot, saying that she can't hold water. So that's when Nene was like, I never knew, you know, Cynthia couldn't hold water, whatever. So basically, Kenya just said, I didn't want her to come. I didn't want nobody to come. My parents didn't come. His parents didn't come. Boom, boom, boom. And so basically, that's what Marlo jumps in, was like, you know, Sheree, you know, Kenya is not really friends with Cynthia. And basically, they have a bad relationship. So basically, Marlo's trying to say that Cynthia is being used by, you know, Kenya or whatever, and she and takes over her brain and her mind. Nene was like, no, Cynthia is very opinionated. She speaks her mind whenever she wants to. So I was like, excuse me. So I was just like, whatever's clever with the situation. So it is what it is. And my allergies are killing me right now. So it is what it is with the situation. So Porsha's just jumping into everybody's business. She don't care. She's getting her 2 cents in. You would think Porsha's going to be quiet, but she was like, nah, I'm not going to be quiet. There's no reason for me to be quiet. I'm a part of this season. I've been out here. So me being goody two-shoes ain't going to work. So basically it is what it is with the situation. So Marlo just wants to take shots at Kenya. It is what it is. That's the only person that she feels like taking shots at. And basically, you know, Kenya was like, what do you do for work? You know, you hoeing out here, you doing this. Kenya was like, you're the only woman I know that has a square reader between her legs, basically. So, you know, she didn't diss Marlo with that. Basically calling Marlo a prostitute, a whore, this and that, and blasting the third, or whatever she wants to call him. Marlo's coming back. So it's like catty back and forth, like middle school, like high school, with these women going back and forth with the bullshit. And so anyways, it is what it is. And so so Kenya was like, so they was like, so then Andy asked her, like, why would you, you know, do you regret, like, the way that you treated all the other married men on the show, the women that were married, and how you said things about them and all this other stuff. So Kenya was like, yes, I do regret it. Now I totally understand since I'm married. That's when Porsha jumped in. Also now, excuse me, only reason that you understand is because this is very taut. So she was just like, you know, Kenya was just like, you know, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I didn't understand. I didn't know until I got married how it is, how difficult it is, and all this other bullshit. Porsha said, see, now you understand now because you're married, but you didn't care before. So that's when Kenya was like, oh, don't even start with the bullshit, because Porsha, you said mad stuff about me. You said right on this couch, said this and said that about me. I don't want to hear it. Damn. I don't know. So I'm just looking at their dresses. I just can't understand the costumes they got on. So, anyways, it is what it is with that situation. So basically, you know, they go back and forth, and basically Kenya, now she apologized. Now she totally understands, and she wants to protect Mark from all the negativity and the badness. And so that's when Andy was like, so why do your husband have thinks that this show is a bad representation of black women, and, you know, as a bad reputation of black men, and they make you look bad? And so Kenya was like, well, that's just a blog saying that. And so the Andy was like, nah, that's what your husband told my peoples, told my producers, or whatever. So Kenya Moore was caught in the lie. She was like, well, it is what it is. And so he was like, so Andy was like, so, you know, when you said when you was over there and, you know, Houston, Texas, that when you was upset, when you was mad, you was saying that, oh, this is why Mark don't want to be in the show, because they're always trying to make his wife look bad. And then Andy was like, well, you kind of went off on everybody. You went off on Shamia, and then on top of that, you said bitches, and you can't stand them, and then you rolled up the window on Cynthia. She was like, well, I apologize to Cynthia. Kenya Moore didn't give two fucks about the way that she treated them in Houston, Texas, and she ain't sorry. That's one thing. Like, you can talk about people Porsha apology might be genuine or it might be not, but what Kenya Moore's apologies are not. The apologies about Shamia and Cynthia, at that time, that's how Kenya Moore felt, and she was not saying sorry to him. It is what it is. And so then they talk about Sheree talking about, you know, Mark Daly having a nose ring and all this other stuff. And, you know, Sheree was like, well, I did get my ears pierced or whatever. And then Porsha was like, I got my nose pierced too as well. And so then that's when Kenya was like, I'd rather have a man with a nose piercing than a man with cuffs on. I was like, oh shit. She went there. And so that's when, you know, Marlo goes, well, your husband, he's handcuffed because he's with you. No, he's not. He's in New York and she's in Atlanta. What are you talking about? So it is what it is. It was just a lot of he, she, back and forth or whatever. Basically, and they was talking about, you know, Sheree getting married. And it was like, how you going to get married? Porsha was like, how you going to get married when he got 4 more years to do? Well, I think I'm going to get married. I'm going to say, pray to God that I get married. I'm the next one that's going to get married. And basically, Porsha saying that she's dating or whatever. And so basically, Kenya said, don't rush Porsha because you got, you know, I got married in like 6 months. I don't know. I mean, 7 months after I knew the guy or whatever. So people are looking around like, oh, maybe she's not telling the truth. Maybe she's lying. So it was like, so basically, you know, they talk about Nene and, you know, Porsha making up. And so basically it was more easier for them to make up because the door was open. That both was ready for a relationship and receive each other. And basically they was commending Nene for actually being there to support, you know, Porsha in Barcelona and whatever. And she was like, well, it's so easy. Me and Nene was good friends. She supported me. She helped me out. She did this. She did that for me. Kandi was like, I did the same thing for you. What are you talking about? She was like, well, you didn't have the door open for me. You don't talk to me. You don't communicate with me. So how can we make up? How how can we get back to where we was? And Nene was like, yo, whatever argument that me and Porsha had was minor. It was no reason for us to throw our friendship away. But the situation between Porsha and Kandi is way more differently. You know, is way more different because of hurtful shit was said and was spread it. So basically it is what it is. And you know how Kandi feels about her apology. She doesn't feel like it's sincere because she just wants us to hear her say, I said it because I wanted to hurt you. That's what Kandi wants to hear. So anyways, it is what it is. And Kandi was like, I was there for her too. What's up with that? So anyways, it is what it is. And so basically they talk about Sheree carrying a bone, being a bone collector, and Sheree and Porsha having like this issue with Porsha saying that Sheree, don't trust Sheree, when she told that to Shamia. And basically, you know, Porsha said, I said that because I felt like everybody was turning against me, and that on top of that, Sheree, you're the bone carrier, so you know I was just telling her to watch her back, don't say anything. So then Porsha asked Sheree like, yo, listen, do you trust me? She's like, not as far as I can throw you. So then why are you mad if I don't trust you? So basically Sheree's just pissed because I was supporting you all season. I was there with you and I didn't want to be there with you, basically. And basically I had your back. I was holding your hand, and you're going to turn around and say, don't trust me? Not me. I didn't carry no bone on you and all this other stuff. So basically Sheree and, Porsha are done ditto with each other. It is what it is. And they talk about Porsha and, Nene arguing, and her ponytail almost falling off, her bun almost falling off, and Nene was like, it wasn't, my wig was never gonna fall off. I could have just wrapped it right around in the ponytail, it would have been falling down. My wigs are always tight, they glued on, Andy, that's why I don't got edges. So it is what it is. And so anyways, Sheree, so basically they get a Sheree for being a bone collector and not coming at Kim or whatever and being shady. And basically, but first, Porsha was like, yo, you was shady to me all season. You talk about my cheap furniture, my cheap house, and all this other stuff that you were saying about me. So, you wasn't really sincere to be my friend. So I watched all the shit that you said. So you wasn't being real, and Sheree wasn't being real. Sheree doesn't trust none of these ladies like Nene said or whatever. So basically, they was like, yo, Sheree, you are only loyal to Kim. And that's who Sheree's loyal to. Basically, she picked the wrong side, the wrong team. She should have picked Porsha. She should have picked Nene. And she should have picked Kandi. And she should have picked Cynthia. She should have picked the girls that can probably advocate for her to be on the show, and she could have a better relationship. She could have been filming with them and doing shit with them and going up against Kim, and then it would have been more believable, more likable, and she probably would have got a peach. But I heard straight from the A that Sheree was not going to get a peach again because of Carlos King. Carlos King promised her that peach and she got it. Now he's not there and he can't protect her peach again because basically Carlos King stole Dancing Atlanta, Skit Atlanta, whatever show that is. Sheree was going to sue Carlos King, and basically that didn't happen, and so she got her peach, but now she can't continue to get her peach. So she should have been ass kissing and butt licking her cast members and basically doing something else. So anyways, that's what I heard straight from the A. So anyways, moving on from that, so Sheree doesn't have her peach. I think she really chose the wrong team, and the phones in Tyrone was kind of boring. She should have just got up with the ladies. She should have tried to do the PSA with Kenya Moore and been on her. Oh my gosh, 42 minutes. So anyways, so keep going from there, and basically it is what it is. It's a situation. Basically, Porsha was like, how come you didn't, Sheree, how come you don't call out, Kim? How come you don't say nothing to Kim? And how come you ladies haven't called out, Sheree for knowing about the Roach video, Roachgate, and all this other stuff, basically? So what's going on with that? And it was like, oh, we're going to address it. And so, you ladies wanted me to call out Kim, but what about Sheree? Sheree was like, I don't feel like I need to address her, whatever. She's been loyal to me. None of you ladies been loyal to me. Nene, I knew you for 20 years. When you wasn't that girl, I used to help you get into bars and clubs and give you tickets and stuff like that, the games, and since now you don't need me no more, you ain't about that. And I think Sheree really feels slighted. She really feels that Nene used her for a little bit and then dropped her like a bad habit, or she moved on and she surpassed Sheree in this TV media, Real Housewife thing, and Sheree wasn't able to actually get her niche into the, Sheree did do good for a couple of seasons. I think for like the first two, she did do good. She had some shit going on. Even 3 seasons, but then it just died and she couldn't take it outside of the reality TV thing. And then seeing how Nene was blessed and she couldn't do that, maybe she felt like she was blackballed. Maybe she felt like Nene went against her because she said Nene tried to cut her throat with Tyrone, basically undercut her years ago. So I think Sheree is is harboring, you know, jealousy, and probably she really does feel hurt about this, and she's just not going to trust none of these girls. So I kind of feel Sheree on that she feels hurt. She feels like, you know, she knew Nene for 20 years and you still don't trust the bitch. Like, damn, like some shit happened. And so basically Sheree said, only person that's loyal to me is Kim. You should have found somebody else to be loyal to, baby. You should have found another friend. You should have been carrying the bone, what Kim was doing, what Kim was saying, and basically you should have secured your role on the show, because, you know, Kim is not gonna have you on tardy to the party. You're the wrong skin color, baby. So anyways, it is what it is. So I will be back for next week for part 2 of the Real Housewife reunion. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It would be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peace, my peoples. It's Mary Jane signing off. Love you guys.